Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, so you know DC Comics, right?
Oh, okay. We're just going to DC.
Yeah. We're talking about DC Comics. Fuck what we're gonna talk about. This movie fucking sucks. So you know DC. So you know how we're fans of DC Comics, right? We're both fans of DC Comics, right? DC, because you know how DC Comics has cool characters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like they have Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Captain America, Spider-Man, The Flash, Green Arrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
All those classic DC characters I just named, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So right now, because we're still in quarantine, because coronavirus is still a thing, right? Wash your hands, right?
Yeah.
So right now, I'm watching the Justice League anime TV show that aired in like 2006. Hey, really good series, it turns out. That series is really good. I've never watched it as a kid. Now that I get to actually bench through it, right? Hey, this thing was way better than I remember it. So as I'm watching this series, right, I come to learn something, right?
Yeah.
So you know how people always make fun of Aquaman because he's a lame superhero due to pop culture?
Mm-hmm.
But from watching the DC Justice League show and then reading up on comic book characters, right, I found out there's a character that's even worse than Aquaman. That's even a bigger fucking loser than Aquaman can ever be. Aquaman is so much fucking cooler than this character that this character should be the butt of every single DC character joke, alright? This character is such a fucking loser. You know who that character is?
Am I allowed to guess? Because I'll guess.
Yeah, you could guess.
I don't know. Blue Beetle?
No, fuck that. Blue Beetle is actually cool. You know why? You know why Blue Beetle is cool? He doesn't get cuck, okay?
Okay. This is going somewhere. What is it? What?
Yeah, it's Hawkman. Hawkman is the biggest fucking loser in the entire DC franchise. Holy shit. He exists only to get cuck at this point now. Because I'm watching the Justice League show, right? So in the Justice League, there's Hawkgirl who gets cuck. Hawkman, he gets cuck. His Hawkgirl gets cucked by Green Lantern, by John Stewart, because John Stewart is fucking way cooler, right? Right? Because John Stewart is Green Lantern, right? He's a fucking guy with a giant with a bat and wings, and he's a fucking loser, okay?
Yeah. Okay.
So I was like, so I'm watching the Justice League. I was like, wow, what a fucking loser Hawkman is for getting cuckolded in a TV show, right? Even though kids don't understand the concept of cuckolding yet. So I decided to read about the comics character's history. Apparently he just gets cucked now, apparently. That's his entire character purpose now.
Really?
Yeah, so I didn't know much about Hawk. I know he existed. I seen Young Justice, where he's there to hang out with Hawkgirl. But I knew Hawkgirl more from the Justice League show, and I just don't give a fuck. No one gives a fuck about Hawkman, Hawkeye, whatever the fuck his name is, right? So I read. Apparently, there's like this new thing with his comic origin, where he and Hawkgirl in this new comic book. I think it was like, it's not New 52, but it's like somewhere established, like in like within the 20th century, where they're now Destin's lover, reincarnated Destined lover, right? So pretty much they die together, then they're reborn together to be Destined lover again, right? And shit like that. But remember the comic book, right? This thing fucking sucks. Hawkman's a fucking loser. So now in the new iteration of Hawkman, right? They write it so that every time they get reincarnated, right? Because they're reincarnation, like they are destined to be together for all eternity. So every time they die, they get reincarnated, yada yada, right?
Yeah.
So in this new origin, pretty much Hawkgirl's like, I don't like this. Fuck off. I'm gonna find a real man. And Hawkman, being the fucking loser, still chases after. He's like, oh boy, I gotta go protect my wife and her boyfriend from the monster. Hawkman is such a fucking loser. Holy shit, he is actually sad as fuck now.
Okay, well,
I was like, I wish people know how big of a fucking loser Hawkman is, so they can stop making fun of Aquaman, honestly. Because Aquaman is cool. Because you know why? He doesn't get cucked.
Okay, just because on the principle of not being cucked, he is cooler.
Yes, I think Hawkman is the only DC character to get cucked, alright? Because you know what? Because he's the only one that's a fucking loser enough to get cucked. Batman, fuck up Batman, I don't get cucked. If I would do the cucking. Right?
Oh my god.
Like I was saying, yeah, Hawkman, fucking a fucking loser in the DC franchise. Holy shit, I have never felt more sad and sorry for a comic character than Hawkman. The fact that he only exists to just get cucked. I don't even care how what they do with his character. Like, I'm just waiting for him to get cucked in every comic page. Like I've been scrolling through comics like, oh boy, what panel is he gonna get cucked in? I'm just waiting for that. That's the exciting part about reading his comic book issues.
Holy shit, dude, that's fucking brutal.
Yeah. Well, he's a fucking loser. That's why he is forever destined to be alone.
Oh my god! What a fucking segue! Oh my god!
I didn't realize it until halfway, and I realized, oh wait, I can segue this into alone. I didn't realize that.
Oh my god!
Until halfway in, so I kept trying to stall to set up the segue. Besides the fact, I just want to rant about what a fucking loser Hawkman is. All right, that's why I went to the fucking loser. All right. Jesus. Hey, well, welcome back to Alone Month. Alone Month, where this month we are watching 3 different movies with Alone. Because remember, we watch all 3 of these movies back to back to back. Right. This is all recorded in the same month. Right.
Sure. Exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because we found out from our movie watching, we found out there were 3 movies that were released within the year 2020 that all shared the name Alone, right?
Yep, that was.
And the fact that it wasn't even that, right? It wasn't even the fact that, right? Because the concept of twin movies with same title, especially with a generic title as the word Alone, right? You're bound to get similarities. No, the worst part is that we found out all 3 of these movies were released within the same month span, right? That was the worst part.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was really annoyed when I found out all 3 of these movies really released 1 month after one another. I'm like, oh, what the fuck is this? Who fucking thought this was a thing?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, the film industry is certainly interesting, especially considering one of the films is actually just share the same fucking script.
so as part of Alone Month, remember, in a month there's only 4 weeks, right?
Yeah.
But there's 3 movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for that, we found out that this movie we're about to talk about, Alone, was later adapted into another movie called Alive, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, #Alive. I'm gonna be accurate about it.
#Alive, yeah, which we're gonna get to at some point. In Alone Month, where the fuck this gets released.
Yeah.
Not released. It might be the next video that might be the next podcast. But yeah, it's pretty fucking how this guy managed to sell the same script twice to 2 different movie companies and no one caught it. I
don't think it's not even the fact that like no one caught it. I think it's. I mean, to be fair, they're different enough that nobody's gonna really look at it and be like, hey, you know what? That's kind of like sus, right?
Yeah.
But
wait, this is the ultimate homework, Sam. This is what every college student dreams of doing. Just to submitting the same paper twice to your professor, but all you do is make minor but all you do is change your thesis title. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just fucking funny. It's like, oh yeah, copy my homework. Just change it a little bit so nobody catches on. It's like, yeah, don't worry, I got you. It's just like fucking.
No, but he's doing it to himself. That's the worst part. It's like he eventually saw this. The fact that this movie exists twice with the same title. It's fucking hilarious as fuck.
It really is.
Oh fuck, this movie is loud.
Funny.
This movie is fucking loud.
Yeah, the movie playing in the background.
I should probably turn up the audio. Oh, but I hate this movie. This movie is fucking god awful.
Yeah, it's not great.
I hate this character. William, I'm gonna let you know. A laptop does not survive 42 days without losing power. All right, William, even my shitty laptop, my 2020 laptop, can only survive like 3 hours with battery, with no charge. All right, how the fuck does this guy get his laptop to survive 42 days with one on a single charge? That's impossible. That's how I knew this movie was unrealistic. All right, that exact moment. It wasn't because of anything else that happened in this movie. It was that exact moment. All right, this movie's a complete work of fiction. All right, everything else in this movie believable. Just that one scene, I was like, oh boy, he got his laptop working for 42 days on a single charge. That's how I knew this movie was unrealistic for me. That's where I drew the line. All right, that was the moment I drew the line.
Not even at the zombies. It's just the fact.
No, that's believable. All right, that's believable. All right, that's believable. Yeah. That's what, yeah, right. Whenever, hey, you heard what they said? There's a vaccine, right? There's a vaccine for the coronavirus, and I saw I Am Legend, all right. I know how that turns out, all right.
God damn it!
I don't trust that vaccine that's coming out. Hey, we should actually watch I Am Legend now because of that. I just realized that.
I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't mind rewatching I Am Legend, but like, I don't think it's...
Well, hold on. Here's the thing. If we watch I Am Legend, do we watch the version of I Am Legend with the original ending or the alternative ending that the movie going audience was too stupid to comprehend?
Jesus fuck. Good question. I don't know, man. Are we the normal movie going audience?
That's Let's see. I don't know, William. How excited are we by big explosion versus philosophical discussion? All right.
I don't know, man. I like
All
my
right, hey,
explosions.
let's watch the philosophical discussion of Alone and make our judgment by the end of it of which version of I Am Legend we're gonna watch.
You know what? Fair argument. Fair argument.
All right. Now you gotta do what you normally do and read the Wikipedia entry for this movie.
Yeah, sure. All right, I'm gonna read it to you. Okay. Here. I can't read.
No. It's right here. It's right here. Oh Jun-woo, who lives with his parents in an apartment complex, spends his day. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing the fuck out of that Korean name. Spends his day video game live stream. While his family is out, the news report that a mysterious, rapidly spreading disease is causing his victims to attack and eat unaffected people.
God, dude. I mean, technically,
I still can't get over the fact that this is literally the same movie twice.
Yeah, I know we really did this, but like, I definitely
like the worst part is the Wikipedia doesn't even list this as a remake, right? Like you know how we had The Grudge, right?
Yeah.
We had the American remake of The Grudge, and there's a right like that was labeled as a remake, right?
Right.
Like everyone knows that like Alive, #Alive and Alone, or just labeled as two independently separate movies, right? That's the worst parts. It's fucking hilarious how there's like if you look at the Wikipedia page for Alone and Alive, like you see that there's like no correlation them mentioning each other that much. It's so fucking funny.
Yeah, they really don't really mention the other at all. But
it's actually hold on, wait. #Alive for some reason does, but Alone does not. Like it's really fucking weird. Yeah.
Oh my god. This is gonna be very interesting on how we talk about these films, because they're both the same. Like we can go through the fucking
no. Okay, one of them is slightly better than the other. All right, both of them pretty fucking bad. But at least one of them
had a
is
budget.
better.
Yes, one of them had a budget.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
Okay, one of them actually developed world building at least, alright? Instead of just making random shit about the dead, alright? I really did not like Alone because how they handled the zombie concept in this movie.
In Alone, how did they do that? Because I remember
They did it. They did it. They did it.
Didn't they
did not stop.
I thought they did it do the same way, because like I remember it being like
no, like the news. No, but there's a section in this movie that really fucking tilted me because of how they handled development of the zombie, which I will explain after you read the Wikipedia entry.
Oh yeah,
or the IMDb entry.
Oh, the IMDb entry. Let me go ahead and do that then. Because
okay. Let's read the. I'm gonna open the IMDb entry as well to see what it says.
Better have something.
Okay, that's it. That's like it's two sentences.
Oh wait, that's the other Alone. Hold on, let me get the other Alone. That's the good Alone. This is the one. Okay, so here's the summary that they provide. When an outbreak hits, Aiden barricades himself inside his apartment and starts rationing food. His complex is overrun by infected screamers. Really, they have a name? Anyway.
Oh, apparently.
And with the world falling apart into chaos, he is left completely alone, fighting for his life.
Oh, that's the title of the movie.
Roll credits. We're done with this now. Oh my god, it's interesting.
Like there's a good concept. This is a good. Do you remember the Dawn of the Dead remake?
The Dawn of the Dead. Yes.
The 2004.
That was by Zack Snyder, right?
Did Zack Snyder do the Dawn of the Dead remake?
I want to say it was someone well known, but Snyder.
Oh, what the fuck? It was Zack Snyder.
Yeah, it was Zack Snyder. Yeah.
Hey, it was written by James Gunn.
Yeah.
Fuck! Holy shit! This never clicked together to me at any point.
Yeah, but that was really good though. That was really good. I had a lot of fun with that movie.
No, not the fact that Dawn was a good. Like, do you remember how in Dawn they had the whole fucking the gun owner that was on the that was barricaded by himself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it was like that. Like I thought it was gonna be like this, where we had the same situation, except it's from the alone person's point of view. Right? It's like, oh boy, we see how one guy deals with it. I mean, it's okay, but it's still pretty fucking bad.
Yeah, it's just okay, because the thing is, it's a lot of the same thing that we get from like #Alive. I think that's how you would call it now, right? This is officially #Alive, or is it just Alive?
I think the correct title is #Alive.
Okay.
But we could just call it Alive. It's like how there's movie is called Blank 2, and it has a subtitle, but people just call it by the subtitle, right?
Okay.
Yeah, it's like that.
Okay.
It's one of those. Right, it's like how Batman v Superman is called Batman versus Superman or some shit.
Yeah. Okay. No. Yeah. I get what you're saying. Because the thing is, the way this movie is basically operating in the same way, where basically a guy, again, barricaded in a fucking apartment building, and zombies are around. They can't really do shit. It gets progressively worse as things go on, as it would in the, and it's a very interesting thing to kind of like at least see how like the situation deteriorates itself, because he has electricity, he has running water, he had some food too in the beginning.
Yeah, and he had a laptop that could stay charged for 42 days apparently.
Yep. And so I mean that was fun and all. Yeah, but like
I really fucking hated that.
You really hated the fact that he had a better working laptop than you, Austin?
Yes, I hate the fact that he had a better. I hate the fact that he was more privileged than me. Him living in his fucking three-story apartment building that had a lot of fucking space. God, that his apartment had a lot of space. Did you realize that?
Yeah, I know. His
had enough space for him to fail at killing himself. Yeah, that's how much space he had. It had so much that he could fail killing himself. Apparently.
Yeah, that's true. Like the thing is, like. At least in the hashtag alive, I can understand why it would take him so long to like die. But here he's like, I'm like, there's a reasonable chance that you could have succeeded on the first try, man. I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like you had a second floor to this fucking apartment complex you had.
Yeah, man, he still fucking messed up with that.
Yeah, but then again, that's kind of like a plot point. But I mean, it's not even really much a plot point, except this is like it's the midpoint, and that's when you add another person to make things more interesting.
Yeah. It turns out we are not alone.
Oh my god, yeah. But yeah, it's just like him struggling, and by the end of things, like he has he runs out of.
I mean, I do think the fact that this movie did do some stuff better than Alive, but not that much. I think Alive definitely expanded way better concept, right? But like one of the big difference was the zombie that could apparently climb fucking buildings. Apparently now zombies can do that now. They can just climb buildings.
That wasn't Alive, yeah.
Yeah. Alive it was the other side. We'll talk about Alive. Yeah. I'm gonna try to not compare and contrast Alive and Alone as much, just so we can focus on one. Because that way when we do Alive, we're just gonna be repeating the same tidbits.
Yeah. This kind of makes talking about this a little difficult. But. I mean, it does some things that are kind of nice. Yes. Maybe not the fact like I'm trying to think of what it did do good, because
I like the fact that there was a rock climbing zombie. Apparently zombie can know parkour. That's like the coolest shit ever. Boy, we're fucked. If zombies ever actually knows parkour, then we're done. We're done for. Oh, society's done. Society can be any type of zombie except parkour zombies. Those are too much for society to handle in an apocalyptic situation if that ever happens. All right.
Okay.
Also, I'm amazed that this guy did not die right away every time he went outside.
Yeah, I mean, you think he kind of would, but I don't know, man. This guy is like the way they portray him is like, it's a little iffy. I don't think I entirely like how, like I like the guy's acting. His acting is decent, if anything, right? But
I feel like this guy should have killed himself a lot of times. Not intention. Like the time he tried to accidentally actually kill, but like. Well, like by him trying to survive in general, he probably would have died. To be honest.
Yeah, he probably would have. This movie does a lot more in maybe not a lot more. Actually, I think it does do a lot more, because I think it does a lot more better on like showing how he's kind of like.
Boy, it's really hard to talk about the movie when we don't have the Wikipedia script.
Yeah, I know. It really is. Because I'm trying to.
Is this what real film people talkers do? They have to go off of this.
I think they do better than us. Definitely, they at least write notes.
No. Look, none of them talks about Hawkman getting cuck. All right. Well, hey, if there's a slogan we could put for our spoiler cast, the only spoiler cast that talks about Hawkman getting cuck, all right? That's the slogan.
Oh my god.
Watch our review. The only review on Earth that talks about the movie and Hawkman getting cuck.
Oh my god, man.
I'm gonna put down a business card. You think
Jesus.
DC will go after me for using their brand like that?
Nah, man. Just say it's a parody. You'll be fine.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, so there's a okay. So since at this point, since we don't have a Wikipedia script to go off of, I'm just gonna go over random tidbits that I really fucking hated in this movie. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hey, so there's a scene where he has to go to his neighbor to look for food, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's zombies down the hall. You know what he does? He just jumps down on the floor and act dead, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is the fucking stupidest thing because we haven't established that's how the zombie. Because we established that the zombie can look for living beings, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like people who are. So I assume when they meant live, I assume those that have like a pulse and blood pumping and all that shit, right?
Yeah.
How the fuck did the zombie not go after as soon as he jumps? How did he know that was? Because we didn't establish at any point that the zombies. Hey, if you play dead, the zombies won't get you. Apparently, right? That really got me.
Because
that's really fucking stupid. I was like, we never like in no way that were because we seen zombie movies. Like I'm gonna use Dawn of the Dead for example. Dawn of the Dead, because we don't those doesn't eat anything that alive. Even if you act dead like an idiot, if you just fucking throw yourself like, oh boy, I'm gonna play like a possum, right? And like, oh boy, I hope the zombies don't get me, you know, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, like these just fucking walked over and afraid that worked. I was like, wow, that plan should not have worked. He should have just fucking been eaten right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little iffy on how these zombies actually kind of work.
There's a little iffy on how they world build is like it's like if they establish a scene where someone else does it, you know, right? Like if the zombie like then I would have believed it, but the fact that he just fucking did that, like there's like no indication for him to do that for you to actually assume that would work, right? Because it's like I think he's just gonna kill himself at that point.
Mm-hmm.
That was really fucking stupid.
Yeah, I mean, there's also this whole negative point on yours, yeah. Let's see if there's a positive.
Also, why the fuck are they doing a Taylor Swift thing as they're talking? They could just fucking scream each other from the balcony, all right?
Oh well, I mean,
they could just talk.
I mean,
because we established because as we established these zombies can't fucking climb yet. So as far as they're concerned, they're like, fucking, we could just talk across the balcony and hope and nothing would happen, right?
I mean,
right? It's like they haven't established. I'm choking. Like they haven't established that the zombie reacts to like loud sounds, or they can infer where it's out. That's the point I'm gonna get to when we get to Alive, by the way, to the source of sound, right? So the zombie could just been fucking lost on the lower levels, like none of the zombies on the ground level of the apartment like, oh boy, where the fuck's that sound coming from? Oh boy, I wish we could climb fucking. I wish we all knew parkour. I wish we were parkour zombies and knew how to climb, right? Like there was nothing stopping them from just talking like regular people. Right, it's because that's another point. It's gonna make sense in Alive, but in this one, they're literally right across from each other from the balcony. It's not even that far away. It's not like they're like literally right across from each other, where they could just probably speak in normal talking voice, and it probably won't trigger the zombie to be like, oh boy, it's those damn humans talking again, talking about Hawkman getting cuck.
Oh my god,
that's all humans talk about.
They only talk about people who get cut. That's
yeah,
all
no. They only talk about Hawkman. They don't talk about anyone else. They respect those people, right? Like that's
wait,
their
they
private
respect
business,
other cucks instead of Hawkman.
Yeah, because look, those people they respect because it's their boundary and that's what their marriage is at. We don't talk about. They're not nosies, right? Zombies, despite them being cannibalistic human murderers, they respect boundary and privacy. All right,
oh my god.
Except Hawkman, right? Except Hawkman, no one respects Hawkman's privacy.
Good god.
Look, I really don't like Hawkman now as a character.
Yeah, I can see that. I think that's being.
I used to thought he was cool. I was like, oh boy, it's a bird with a giant stick. What's not to like? I mean, now that I found out he just exists to get cock, I really fucking hate his character.
God damn, man.
Yeah, right? So yeah, that point annoyed me the fuck. But it was like, oh, why the fuck are you guys fighting signs? You can literally speak to each other. Because they don't establish all the laws.
Yeah, they don't.
All the laws or the rules of how zombies work, right?
Yeah, because they haven't established the whole sound thing yet, I think, from what I remember in that. Yeah. And so, like, if it was established, like, maybe he was a yell. Like, the thing is, oh god, I want to compare it to Alive so much.
I know. I really want to compare it to Alive too, but I'm trying to restrain myself from comparing it to Alive.
Yeah.
This is how we trick people to watching both reviews. Like, oh fuck, what are their thoughts on Alive? Are they gonna talk about it? Oh damn it, no, they're not talking about it. Now I have to watch the Alive spoiler cast where they'll continue talking about Hawkman getting cucked.
God. Okay, actually, I think I can figure out a way. I'll do a roundabout way.
Okay.
Because the thing is, if they had a scene where maybe there's someone who is down in the streets who is about to die, and then you have your main character Aiden in the movie in this case. If he was going down, if he looked down and was trying to save the person by yelling for the attention of the zombies, and then maybe that way you establish how they focus on the living or whoever's on sound like that. Then that would have worked, and you could have.
That'd be great if this movie could afford filming on the street. All right, that would be amazing. It'd be amazing if they had an extra $20 to get the street filming permits.
God, that's also another thing. That's a really big negative. Well, it's not the biggest negative, but it is a negative.
It's not a big negative. It's like filming. Like I don't have a big problem filming from a limited set because at that point you have to be creative with how you film, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not that bad, right? I mean. It depends. Well, it depends on how well it's executed, right?
Yeah.
If it was just like a big budget movie where all they did was film and was it's like okay, that's kind of bad, but as long as you use the settings fuck, what was that movie? What was the movie with the killer puppet? With the killer puppet who made people do stupid shit to live.
Wait, you're talking about Saw or something?
Saw, yeah, right? You know how Saw probably just took place in that weird bathroom. In that bathroom.
That was creative,
that was a use of space. Like they did. Like even though that a majority of that movie takes place within that space, I'm like, oh boy, we're just two dudes in here, right? Like they use that space excellently. And for you to understand, like, oh boy, this is big. But for this movie, they're like, yeah, we have a lot of space, but we're not using it that much.
Yeah, but it's but the thing is, I mentioned the budget because there are some scenes where like it's clear that like they really wanted to have a certain way of like portraying a scene. Like in the beginning of the movie when Aiden's like waking up and stuff, you see how the actor's kind of reacting to an event. Like he sees like a neighbor from across the building, like how a zombie just has him crashing through the window, right? And then you see like a helicopter, right, just starting to fly like fly through and crash and stuff. It's kind of where there's like they really wanted to create a really big chaotic scene, but I think and I mentioned the budget not just because of the CGI, but I think it's also because of the number of people, because the thing is it's not able to really create an effective sense of chaos because there wasn't a lot of people to act as the extras or the zombies in this case, which is also what kind of hampers it. Like there are zombies, but it never felt so big. Like the sense I got from this is like if I was living in this man's situation, I would have felt at least reasonably confident to at least explore the apartment complex in the beginning of things, because the thing is, it only felt like maybe there was two or three at a time. Now it's a lot, yeah, but it's just as for a person to fight on their own. But I'm like, it felt like I could have definitely snuck around. It felt empty enough that to the point where like I don't feel like I had to stay inside. I feel like I could have snuck out.
That was the thing. Like I never felt threatened by that. I feel like these I was just like the fact that I assume because of budget they couldn't get a lot of zombies, right? I feel like okay, if he played smart, right, like he could probably just trick a few to go over there, and then allows him to solid snake it around, right?
Also, which would have also been interesting if like they wanted to use that as a way to establish like the fucking sound thing. Another thing, but it could have been like he could have just like they could have had a thing where like that he's sneaking around and he's learning about how to deal with these zombies on his own. But then I don't know. But then again, then it also kind of says, oh well, if he can do that, then why can't he just sneak out? Then again, that's also where the lack of budget comes in, because again, they can't hire the amount of people that they would need in order to say he has to stay in. Throughout this whole movie, I feel like he could have just snuck out. But which is kind of like again one of the big negatives of having a limited budget.
Yeah, I felt like the zombie was very scarce throughout this apartment building. Like there's a scene where like the first time he goes out, he can just apparently just walk around but he's like he can safely just make it around loop around his apartment building to get back to his apartment and everything.
Yeah. It's like I can understand that the lack of budget. It's like I can understand it, and from like I'm like I get it, but this like you need to be able to
also, what's the reason why they why he closed his window to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Did they ever explain that? So he just decided to to tape off his window for no reason.
I don't think so.
I was so confused. Like, why does he need to do that? Is that like you first of all you're on like the third, fourth floor or some shit, right?
Yeah, something
right?
like that.
There's no zombies that's also on the third. Like, oh boy, oh look, there's a human over there. We gotta make our way over there somehow, right?
Yeah.
I don't know why he decided to blind his. It's not like if they were on ground level, right? If you're on ground level, right, you would obviously, of course, you would blind the windows, like, so the zombie doesn't find you. But like, he's on the third floor. There's no reason for him to be blinding the window.
Yeah, there's no.
I feel like if he did, he should probably at least keep a few spots open just so he can have like visuals on, right? Because like here's the thing: if you're gonna close yourself off in an environment, right, you should probably know your environment at all times, right?
Yeah.
Like him doing that just fucking made it more harder for himself to survive because of that.
Yeah, I know. It's just, again, it's that whole like they're doing what they can with what they got, but it's just like it still shows like if they showed like I don't know, like if they showed like maybe they was like if the zombies like either responded to like sound or I don't know or something to I can't exactly conceivably think of a reason why they blocked it off, but
or maybe they just had more climber zombies, fucking man, just make every zombie a fucking climber for some reason.
Yeah.
Right? Then it makes sense for him to close off his window, because then there'll be zombies out on his patio and shit.
Yeah, but that's not explained either. And I mean...
Yeah, except for the one rock climber zombie that just fucking knows how to parkour.
Yeah. It's just those little things that kind of build up to. So there's that. The only time that we reasonably get a whole sound thing at all is when he meets the lady, I guess they would call it. I don't remember her name.
Ava?
Yeah, I think so. Because then like when they decide to exchange water and stuff because she needs it because she's running out. Then you see the zombie kind of react to like the whole clanking thing, and then you see it's climbing. I was like, oh, so they react to sound, okay.
Yeah, but the problem is it was only one zombie that reacted. Like none of the others that established it so far was my problem.
Yeah, that was the thing too. And it's just like you also see.
I'm also really mad about that whole fucking rope that they have. He did not have to climb down to toss her a rope. You know that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
He literally could have put the. So what did he give her? Did he give her like another rope or some shit?
I think. Let me go through the scene again here.
I don't know. He threw it like he climbed down to throw her something. Like why didn't he just fucking like they're literally far enough across from each other where he could probably make it if he threw it, right? And even then he'd be like, oh, I'm just gonna pick this up again. It's not like what I'm gonna get to when we talk about online, right? Yeah, he was like, or anything. He could have put it in a basket and then just fucking basketed it over to her by their stupid zip line that they have.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. They could have. Yeah.
No reason. He really put himself in unneeded danger to fucking throw her something.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's again one of those things where they just kind of. I mean, the character just doesn't exactly think it through. But I don't know if they wanted to do that as an establishing.
They definitely did not think it through. It was like when he wasted all of his water to take a shower. Yeah, fuck yeah. Nah, nice going, nerd. Where's your drinking water now?
That's also a thing. I feel like they were also trying to get this like doing these whole nudity shots. I don't understand. I think it's just fan service for like any women who's like watching it. I don't know. It's like okay, I guess.
Yeah, I'm looking at the shot. Their apartment is far enough for him to throw whatever the fuck he would have gave her over, instead of him climbing all the way down. Also, there's another thing that really annoying about that rock climbing zombie, right? So you know how the rock climber is climbing up the thing, right? There's a surfboard right next to him the entire time.
Wait, is there?
Yeah, there was a. It's at 4251. You can see a clear shot of the fucking surfboard.
Hey, give me a second. Oh wait, no, because we have like different copies, I guess.
Different stream, yes, a different stream, yes, because we are both.
Oh no, yeah, no, there it is.
Yeah, there's a fucking surfboard. Why did he? So it's like, oh boy, there's a zombie climbing up. Hey, damn, he's climbing up. I have the high ground. What should I do? Right?
Yeah.
Really gonna take it as something. You just fucking push the guy down. Like I get the argument. Then the zombie has to climb up again, but then he has to climb up again, and you're like, I still have the high ground, right?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, even then, you can push him down and he'll reasonably land on his head, and then that kills the zombie anyway.
Yeah, that probably would have killed the zombie too, because that's probably enough force for him to die and everything. It's really fucking stupid. Why he didn't just use the surfboard to hit the zombie.
Yeah. Oh god. There's also this dumb thing that they do at the end too. It's one of those little things. They had this whole thing where like they make it seem like Aiden was bitten and stuff, right?
Oh yeah, I was fucking stupid. I hear that bit too.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh, I gotta go jump off. I don't want to be a zombo, man.
I'm gonna jump off before fully verifying my wounds. Right? He's like, oh man, I probably would have been best, right?
Yeah.
he was like literally, he didn't even fucking fully verify his wound. That was the worst part.
Yeah, it's really eh. And then
his logic was really fucking bad. Like, oh boy, I should make sure I wasn't bit, but as I jump off.
Yeah, it's like imagine he just jumps off. It's like, oh, I guess I wasn't bit, then dies. God.
But no, hold on. Remember, him and Ava could have contained our horniness. All right.
Oh my god, dude, what the fuck? They're just so incredibly.
This is such a weird fucking forced romance in this story.
Yeah, I could
understand, like, they're probably the last two person, which makes sense, but, like, okay. It's really fucking weird.
That and maybe, I don't know, they're adults and they're like, you know what? Haven't gotten any, like, for a couple of months, you know?
Yeah. You know, it's not like I have to survive the zombie apocalypse or anything, you know?
Yeah. But, I mean, God, it's just like.
I do like. There's one thing I do like about this. It's the old man character, all right. At least.
Oh god, yeah, that was like I at least like the conversation that they actually had with him, you know.
Like I like how I 50% like the old man character in this compared to the old man character in Alive, all right. Because I feel like he handled the situation better than the other one.
Yeah, in there it's just kind of like a real sudden thing, but in here it's like it's a lead up. It's just like. Because he's talking about because they had this interesting conversation like, oh, but what if the person is still inside? What if we just have to hold on and maybe there'll be a cure for the people who became zombies?
Yeah.
I'm like that was actually like one of those things like this is actually one of the more like there's not the thing you have to understand this movie doesn't have a lot of dialogue at all in it. And so it's just like
because two of the fucking characters are writing on fucking wasting paper. At least Ava had a whiteboard, all right.
Oh my god, yeah, that's true. But like the thing is, that's kind of like that's the kind of thing where this kind of film kind of draws both strength, but also is kind of weakened by it because a lot of in the first bits of the movie, like the first 30 minutes, right, which was actually kind of the more interesting bits for me at the very least, is because. A lot of it was just basically about like Aiden. The actor basically has a chance to just like act emotionally, right? And it's like it's just where like the actor just gets to kind of react, and you kind of see it as like you can see how he's kind of like breaking down and stuff, and it's like it's not the best acting, but it's actually decent. And actually, what the thing is. The first 30 minutes actually is what got me very like at least keyed into this movie, and then this is like later on. Because the thing is, it doesn't deal with the zombies, but it deals with his reaction to the events that are happening around him, right? And so like I kind of thought that's how this movie was gonna go, especially within the beginning, because the way to kind of catch you in the beginning, and it got me too. It got me hooked, as a movie should do. Is like it shows like he's like the man is about to commit suicide, and then it's the title screen, and it goes back to explain, oh yeah, this is how things were before, and then we're gonna lead up to this event. I thought this was gonna be a whole thing where like that the whole hanging scene was gonna be like at least at the end, but no, that's at the 30-minute mark.
Yeah, I like the way that they set the movie up was that I thought like everything that leads up to the point where he tries to kill himself. And I was like, oh no, it's not.
Because the thing is, it's like it shows like how like his
psyche.
His psyche is breaking down from just basically just having to stay inside, and like how it just wears down on him, and especially with things get worse. Like it was fine when he had running water, but then he runs out of running water. They cut that off, and so he has to start rationing the water that he has left. And then there's this whole thing where he has to ration his food. electricity goes out, so he then has to start saving up on that.
Hey, but don't worry, Will. He has enough. He has enough batteries for 42 days on his laptop.
Fair. That's fair. Because the thing is, I like the whole thing where he's like talking on a laptop. It seems like it's a kind of way for him to cope with the situation. But as like, it's also like a nice way of kind of like bookending, like when it's like, oh, I'm gonna record the last day. Because like it's like, well, at this point, I have nothing going for me. There's no running water. I'm running out of food. I'm stuck in this apartment, and it's just like it's like I just see no way out. And then so it's like well, there's only one way out that I can conceive of, and so he goes to that option until he finds Ava, or he happens to look at her. You know, he finally decides to look out his window.
Yeah, hey, maybe this one if he fucking didn't fucking tape up his window like a fucking idiot. It's literally, I don't understand that plot point. Like they literally no reason for him to tape up. Like, look, here's the thing, right? About human beings, about real life. This is real life human psychology stuff. We need sunlight, right?
Yeah.
As a species, we actually need sunlight to survive. Not like Superman survive, but like it's nice to have sunlight and everything, you know.
Yeah, it improves the mood, it improves the psyche, and it also gives you vitamin D.
Yeah. Oh, that's why I forgot about vitamin D. Yeah, because there's no more sun kiss. Not sun kiss. Fuck. what was that? What was the orange drink?
Oh,
Sunny D. Because there's no more Sunny D in the zombie apocalypse. All right.
Yeah.
That's my breaking point for a zombie apocalypse. By the way, if I ever discover that the Sunny D is gone in the zombie apocalypse, I'm ending it right there. That's where I'm done. That's why I call it quits. All right.
Yeah, that's the way you call it quits. But
yeah, that's the trade-off, right? I'm fine with surviving in the zombie apocalypse if there's Sunny D. All right. But as soon as it's gone. As soon as it's gone, I'm done. I have no more reason to live in the zombie apocalypse. The future, I don't care.
Yeah, for you it's Sunny D. For me, it's Nutella. There you go. Look, no more Nutella. I'm giving up on this world.
Hey, he found peanut butter. He found good old peanut butter.
I mean, I get it though, because they just don't get any food or whatever. But I mean, that's the thing is, that's what's nice. It's just getting this guy's reactions to things, like that things we take for granted and stuff. You know, that's what got me hooked into the first 30 minutes of this movie. Just this guy, just like. You know, he's just
watching him survive. Yeah, I'm fine with watching characters survive. Like I'm gonna bring it back to I Am Legend again. Like I Am Legend did it well with a Will Smith character.
Yeah,
you know, of him surviving.
Yeah, I would have appreciated more if it was like more of that kind of stuff too. Because the thing is, again, like the thing is, this guy's acting is actually decent enough that I will actually just watch it and hope
watching this movie again, there's a zombie that still has glasses on apparently after 42 days.
Really?
I'm just watching. I'm just looking at the extra. They're like, hey, should this zombie still have glasses after 42 days of the apocalypse? They're like, yeah. It's pretty fucking funny. Yeah, it's like he should for some reason. And then apparently all these zombies just showing up out of nowhere during the last act of the movie. Apparently, that's the. Right? They just fucking show up out of nowhere during the last act.
Really do. Yeah, I remember that when they were running through the hallway. They just decided to just.
No, not for that. When he's outside the courtyard and we see all these zombies on the balcony, that's the correct balcony, right?
Wait, hold on.
We see like all these zombies just on the balcony out of nowhere. And then they all just started killing themselves by jumping down.
Can you give me a time mark? Let me see this. I need to see this.
It's when he's out in the balcony. Let me see. Like around 100 an hour and 22 minutes. Like he has this is when he has the shotgun and everything.
Oh yeah, they all just come out of nowhere. You see, the thing is, they have the numbers there, and I felt like, okay, because two things actually.
And then we just have them start jumping off the fucking balcony.
Yeah, I'm like, if they had all these extras here, on the ground in the first place, that would have made it seem much more claustrophobic. Then I would have gone like, oh yeah, I guess there is a reason for him to stay inside. You know.
It's very funny.
Yeah, it's just like I get why you're bringing him out, like at this point, because it's a climactic moment when
it's a climax,
yeah, where these two characters finally are like, oh, we'll live together. You know, we don't have to be alone in this kind of post-apocalyptic shit, right?
Also, here's the worst part. So he goes to Ava, right? Save her, right? And then they run back to his apartment for some god awful reason. And here's the thing: they're on opposite. Their apartment building on opposite side, all right?
Yeah,
that's the worst part. That means they had to go through her apartment building, go to the downstairs, go across to the other apartment, go back upstairs, back to his room.
Yeah, it's a lot. Oh my god! If she just
right,
if they
why did he just stay because the old man, going back to because the old man character is actually done well in this version, right?
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, I just dug to my neighbor's wall. I was like, oh fuck, that's actually a good idea. Well, that's a genius idea.
Yeah, I'm
like holy shit,
oh,
like
this guy,
yeah, if you're
this
low on
guy's
supply.
thinking. This guy's thinking.
No,
man.
your neighbor doesn't probably doesn't care about you breaking their walls at this point, right? Like
Yeah,
you
because,
control it too. You just make like.
No, I mean,
like you make a small hole, you look through, say, hey yo, is there any zombies in there? All right, cool, right? Or
yeah, he's either dead or
break a hole,
mind
and
the
then
company,
if you
man.
yeah, and if you see a small hole, you just make a small hole, be like, hey yo, zombie, I'm over here. You want to talk about Hawkman getting cucked? You bait him out, and then you come, and then you just break it. You just break into your neighbor's wall, and then you just get their supply. Like the old man, like for some reason, I thought he was gonna take something from the old man, like not like take like items, but like take like survival skills from the old man and everything. Because the old man's like, yeah, I just fucking dug into my neighbor's wall. Like, oh my, that's actually weird. I'm not gonna lie, I actually did not think about that when in an apocalyptic setting, right? I'll be real with you. That old man actually taught me something about an apocalyptic setting.
Yeah,
if I'm ever stuck in an apartment building. Yeah, just start digging through opponent's wall. I mean, your neighbor's wall.
Yeah, if you can hear them fuck, that means the walls are thin enough for you to dig through.
Do you think it's Honko and Jon Stewart?
Now I'm just getting to see like this image of Hawkman just like in the room. He's just waiting to come inside, but he listens to them. He's like, I guess I gotta wait. I can hear when they're done. I just it's so sad. Oh my god.
Yeah, but I'm really annoyed at how this ending sequence was started. Like, why did they have to go back to his apartment building? Right? If they're in the same apartment complex, or I'm assuming both sides are the same in terms of space, right? That's how all apartment complexes are made, right? It's all the same space, basically, right?
Right.
It's like that means her apartment should just be as spacious as his apartment.
Oh my god.
Like they could say like,
I don't understand what are these apartment complexes and why is it like they have 2 floors? How expensive are these?
I don't know.
And how rich is this guy?
Really
how rich is he?
it's so fucking stupid. It's so fucking stupid how for some reason they decided to go back to his apartment building when they established that. Right? It's not like if his apartment building had like supplies or such. Then I understand, right? No, his apartment building had nothing. Also, you guys have a zip line that you established. He just zip lined all the fucking supplies over. Then they can just stay over at her apartment.
Yeah, I know. It's just really. It's like okay, I guess so. But
it's really annoying.
But yeah, I'm trying to remember what I was going off on. There was really good. I mean, not really good, but it's good enough acting from Aiden. The dialogue is its weak point, if only because there's very little dialogue to begin with.
Yeah.
And also, I feel like, God, I want to compare it to Alive. Oh God.
I do. I know.
Well,
it's really hard.
Yeah, I know it's really hard. I think it's because the thing is it feels like a lot of, at least from I'm gonna briefly mention Alive because in Alive it seems there's enough it feels like there was enough space within certain scenes that people just decided to fuck around and mess with because it feels like the script was written in a way that's okay, this happens and this happens, but it feels like the dialogue wasn't exactly mentioned at all. It feels like it just is just okay, this is a scene that's gonna happen, write whatever dialogue you want. This is a scene that happens, write however you want it to happen. You know, that's kind of how it feels like, because an important difference between the two, and I'm only going to mention this once, and I'll probably mention it again in the other one, but I feel it's important enough. Is that there seems to be very little they say it feels like it's these two characters for Aiden and Ava, basically the male and the female, right? It feels like they're saying, okay, these two characters are here. It's up to you to decide how much relevance there are. Because in Alone, she's kind of treated as she's kind of treated as the goal, right?
Yeah.
Right. She's treated as the person oh yeah, she's the other person you want to be with because in this situation because. You know, being alone is excruciating. It will get on you, but being with one other person and establishing that link of establishing that having another relationship, no matter what kind, is it will fucking help you, right? And so she's treated as the goal, which Aiden does eventually gain, right? He the prize. I mean, as fucking gross as that is to say, it's she's kind of treated. Yeah. He gets the girl, right? Yeah. But in Alive, she's kind of treated again. It's like this the whole like, she's not so much the goal, the female character in Alive, but she's treated as like they treat they treat it more as a back and forth relationship, and like how they like, oh, they talk with each other and stuff. You know, it's good to have someone to talk to, but it's more like of the like by that point it's more of those two going through the situation together rather than them having to
Also, I'm gonna be like, Ava Lily does that. She's pretty fucking useless in this fucking
She
movie.
really is. She's at least, especially compared to fucking in Alive. Again, as I said.
Yeah, what I'm gonna talk about her character because she's like, it's like her character literally does nothing in this movie. Right? It's not like how in Alive where her counterpart like she really offers like the only time we see her do something is during the end where she apparently knows how to fight zombies all of a sudden. I mean, like, I understand the fight or fight concept, especially in Apocalypse. It's like, ooh, it's like, man, she really all of a sudden knows how to fucking deal with zombies, you know? Because at least I could give Aiden some credit. Like, yeah, he was doing this earlier, you know? He done it like at least a few times when he was scavenging supplies. But like from her, we seen absolutely nothing to her character. But then like, hey, yo, what up? What up? Hey, yo, what up? I'm a female, you're a male. We're both horny in the apocalypse, you know?
God. Fucking hell. Yeah, it's just like there's no real relevance or importance like put on Ava's character. She's just kind of like the goal, but in Alive, she's treated with more she feels more like a character rather than the prize that you get at the end or whatever.
Yeah.
You know? So it seems that there was like a lot of like space to work around with it in the script, if anything. Which is also interesting to note.
I really don't like how this movie ends as well.
Yeah.
It's really fucking annoying. Like they're like here's what they do, like this super slow motion shot of them running towards the door to close the fucking gap the fridge to barricade. I was like, to make it seem like this is really intense, but it doesn't seem intense enough, right?
It doesn't feel like it, you know. It really doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like oh boy, this is their last stand, you know, right? It feels really fucking weird. And also, here's the thing with me: they could just escape through the air vent if anything, right?
I mean, if the zombies gonna fit through the air vent, so can they, you know?
Like, here's the worst. It's like, oh, to be fair, they do have rock climbing zombies in this universe, so there's that argument. But it's really fucking weird. Here's the worst. They take a moment to like, hey, I know we're supposed to be defending for our life and preventing them from getting inside the apartment, but let's take a break and hug real quick, right? Let's take like a 5-second break from forcing the zombie from not entering the apartment building to kill us, to take a hug.
It feels like,
right?
Yeah, it feels like at this point they either didn't know how to end it, or they just got tired of it.
Yeah,
or
it's really
they couldn't
fucking
afford it.
bad.
I'll be fair, because again, it does seem like they didn't have too much of a budget anyway.
Yeah, and it just awkwardly ends like that.
Yeah, that's the thing. It doesn't really. It just like it's strong. Like the thing is, it starts strong. I'll give it that because it definitely.
Yeah, like it's a good premise, right? Because the whole human psyche, which they actually address it Alive, right?
Yeah.
But they don't address it here, right? Because the whole human psyche, because as you know, so go back to human psyches. Like human beings as species are a companionship partner.
We need other people to live.
Yeah, we need. We're
social
like
creatures,
yes. Yeah. We need other humans to chill with and everything, right?
Yeah, we need to hang out.
Yeah, like that's a good concept. Like, say, oh boy, here's a guy by himself. How is he gonna survive the fucking zombie apocalypse by himself? Like, how is he gonna get damage? Is he gonna fucking write damage on his forehead?
Oh my god!
You know?
When will he crack a code one with the boys ever? Will he ever do so ever again?
Will he cuck Hawkman by the end of it? Who knows?
Every time we're being this fucking
Look, I think that's look. I don't know. That's probably the last one, right? Because at this point we're pretty much done. We're done with the movie.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, this it's really hard to talk about it, but it's just like
it's a good concept, but they don't fail to deliver on it, or they don't establish enough in this movie. Like I did like the concept, but they didn't establish enough of the concept to work. Or at times it just felt really weird with the concept they were dealing with.
Yeah, it's just like I didn't really know how to explore it too well, especially in the fact that they don't know how to establish the zombies very well. They want to go like establish a thing. I mean like the whole relationship between the two characters, but it's just kind of it's It's just like they don't bother establishing more of a talking thing like they do like there's no conversation between the two characters really, you know, except for like I mean there was a bit like with the whole what do you call it, the paper and the whiteboard and stuff.
Yeah, which still made no fucking sense. I'm really still fucking hating the hell out of that shit.
And the thing is like they could have done more if like because he does get walkie talkies, and like it's like we could have done so much more with the walkie talkies. It's more like they don't really have talks. I mean, at least not so much. They don't really feel personable. It's just like it's just more like, oh, you know, we'll use this to communicate, but we won't use this to talk. Is how I'll put it, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like you get a lost opportunity to get these two characters to connect for me to actually care about like the connection between these two. And so like that's kind of lost, but it does have some strengths, at least with the old man segment. Because again, I believe his name was Donald Sutherland, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because great actor on his own. But like the thing is, they have this great conversation between Aiden and like and old man. I don't know what his name is, but where they're talking about like when they're having a talk about the world around them and how it's all changed and stuff, right? And there's these great little moments where it's like Aiden's like, it's like he doesn't know how to talk with people, right? But then and then you get the old man who's like, he in his old man where he's like, yeah, don't fucking say that shit, man. It's like, don't talk like that. I was like, oh yeah, sorry, okay, you know. And they also actually talk about like how like, are these people still people or are they just monsters or whatever, which is like, you know what, again, it's like, this is like, oh well, this is the time where like oh look, they're actually having a conversation, they're actually establishing something here, you know. It's one of the few times that you get it, and then it's just like,
they're talking about the world that they live in.
Yeah, and this is like, you don't get that a lot, and so it's like, oh, okay, fine. So I mean, it's like you get like maybe one or two moments of those, and that's kind of it. And so it's like they have a great premise, but they don't do enough with it. They don't explore anything about it, and then well, there are good moments in it, but they're not enough to kind of keep interest in it after the first 30 minutes of the movie. And that's kind of my summary with it. It's just like, it's okay. I really wouldn't bother watching it again though.
Yeah, like I pretty much already said what I need to say about it too. Like it doesn't do enough with the concept it has, and it felt like they didn't really know what they were doing. Like they're like, all right, we have the concept, all right, here's the character of Hawkman and Hawkgirl, all right, what do we do with them now?
God damn it! I thought you said this is the last one.
That's it. That's how many. I'm ending it all like that.
God damn it!
That's how many this is. That's how many this coronavirus is still a thing. Wash your hands. Okay, thanks. Bye.